Oh, we're not recording.
We're recording. Somebody's recording.
So we just had a series of excellent talks about John Camp, about how as we can reduce the plight of farm animals.
Actually, we're on the other side.
I know. Patrice
Okay, sorry.
About how plant-based meat is probably the best thing for our health. And then Doc and Chef talk about, they showed us in the kitchen, in their portable kitchen, how to do it. And now we turn to John, the BodybuildingVegan Thomas. John, you can tell, is a bodybuilder, and he's a long-term coach. He's coached over 500 athletes to achieve their fitness goals. He specializes in custom diets and training programs tailored to his clients' needs. He works with a variety of people, including powerlifters, bodybuilders, soccer moms, endurance athletes, and those looking to live happier, healthier, and longer lives. He's been vegan for over 18 years, almost as long as I have, and is vegan primarily for the animals, but certainly we can see there's a lot of benefits to the way you look, too. So with that, we look forward to your presentation. Thanks for coming, and look forward to your talk.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being vegan. I'm actually coming up on, well actually last month was 20 years as a vegan. Get into my backstory a little bit here in a moment. For those that are here and able to listen, I'd love to play a game. I'm a little kid at heart, so if I can ever play a game, I'm always down. So let's raise our hands if we are vegan currently. All right. Raise your hands if you're vegan. Yeah, awesome, cool. All right, I see you back there. So let's keep our hands up if we've been vegan for 1 year or more. All right, let's go a little bit further. 3 years or more. Okay, some hands are dropping. 5. All right, 10. All right, there's just a couple left. 15 years or more. Ooh, 20 or more. More than 20? More than 25? More than 25. All right, 25. You're the winner. All right, well, thank you everyone for playing along. I'm just curious, just want to get some movement and get energized so I can tell you a little bit about what we're doing. And I think that people that, like yourself, that have been vegan for 25 years have helped pave the way for people like me. And it's my goal in my lifetime to pave the way for some of the next generation. So, to give you guys a little bit of backstory about me and why I'm here, I am happy to promote what we're doing with the Vegan Squad community, helping people around the world go vegan, helping connecting vegans around the world. But we're going to take it way back first. So that is a very beautiful dog and an annoying little kid, myself, at about 4 years old or so. And I wanted to just kind of bring all this back before we get into what we're doing currently to this day. So I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of my life. This is the first time that I ever realized maybe I have some empathy or maybe I'm vegan. I was 4 years old, so about the age in that prior photo, and I went camping with my dad. And we went to go catch some fish. And the next morning he asked me, do you want to eat fish? And I said, yes, of course. And he said, okay, come help me pull them out of the water. We're going to kill them on the dock and then go back and cook them. And it was at 4 that I realized the fish that swim around in the water is the same name as the thing that you eat on your plate. I had, according to my mom, a huge conniption fit, like threw myself on the dock, cried, refused to eat the fish, convinced my dad to put them back in the water. And I think that most kids would probably identify with this. However, I'm sure I went and ate a ham sandwich or something else because nobody had taught me what the next steps were. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. All right, so the next step on my vegan journey, cute squirrels here, hunting for squirrels. I was 9 years old. My dad took me into the woods and said, we're going to go hunt and find some squirrels. And I remember thinking, I'm pretty good at shooting, but I don't really want to be responsible for this little kind of mouse-like creature to be killed by me. So I was going to shoot at the dirt. That way, I didn't disappoint my dad by not killing any squirrels, or at least attempting to. But I also didn't actually have to live with killing an animal. Luckily, we didn't see any squirrels that day, so I didn't have to let anybody down or kill any squirrels. But then about a year later, my best friend came over. I was 10 years old, and she looked at me as I was about to eat a hamburger and said, if you eat this, you are killing this. And I distinctly remember my first reaction. Anger. Anger. And I wanted to justify my actions at 10 years old. I said, my parents do this. Your mom bought us the hamburger, so you're saying your mom is bad? Everybody else does it. But I also realized she was right in that moment, that if I ate this, I am killing this being. The same thing, I didn't want to kill the fish, so now why am I killing the cow? So at 10 years old, I was introduced to the idea of vegetarianism. And I had been bullied a lot as a kid, so I didn't want to label myself as anything. I'm like, well, if I still sneak in a little bit of turkey, and funny enough, a little bit of fish, I won't be vegetarian. People can't make fun of me for it, but I won't be killing as many animals. And that lasted until Thanksgiving. Turkey was probably the only meat that I really enjoyed as a kid. And once this was on the plate for Thanksgiving, or on the table, I realized I don't want to be a part of this. And so it was Thanksgiving about 23 years ago that I went fully vegetarian. End of story, nothing better to do. Once you're vegetarian, everything's done. You're a great person, you're not killing any animals, right? Well, I was 13, riding to middle school, and my mom had found me this PETA magazine about how I could cook some different recipes. But I knew that PETA people were crazy and out there and not to be associated with, just nut jobs. And it actually said on the front, why vegetarian isn't enough. And so me being analytical, kind of annoying 13-year-old, go into this ready to show whoever wrote this article how dumb they were and how I knew I was right being a vegetarian. And somehow within 15 minutes on that ride to school, I realized for every reason I went vegetarian, I also needed to go vegan. But I'm 13 years old, I'm in middle school, I've never done it before, I don't know a single other vegan in the world. And I told my mom, I want to try this. I want to try it for a week. And luckily I had awesome parents that supported me doing a lot of stupid shit. But this wasn't one of those things. And so it all came back full circle. The girl that convinced me to go vegetarian at 10, or at least planted that seed, I helped her go vegan a little bit later. She's still vegan now. We're both 33 years old. We were born on the same exact day. So I think that's really cool that we both helped each other in our journey. And so I thought that was it. Like, once you go vegan, you're done. The world's saved and you've done your part. Just keep moving on. It was, oh, look at me. 13 years old, graduated middle school that day. And what I thought was interesting about this photo is, like, I was already like vegan by then, because I made sure that that belt was not leather. It was the only, kind of an ugly belt, but the only cloth one that Target had. So I made sure we went with that one. That's me at 14. A whopping like 126 pounds. I'd been vegan for a year. I actually was pretty good at wrestling. I hated it. It was hard, but I was good at it. And I fell in love after wrestling ended with weightlifting. They let us go lift weights for one day. I never went back to wrestle. And that led to a bodybuilding journey and a very continued bodybuilding journey. But what was funny, in between these two photos, the very first time I went to the gym, the trainer asked me what I ate. I didn't announce that I was vegan. I just started listing the things, and he's like, you don't eat meat? Oh, you can never build muscle unless you eat meat. I believed him. I mean, he was like 200, he was about as big as I am now. And he was telling me, somebody half his size, that you have to do this to grow. And I believed him, so I thought I'll just go to the gym and not build any muscle. I liked working out. I realized, though, there weren't a whole lot of people, Robert Cheek is one, doing the whole vegan bodybuilding thing. I didn't have a whole lot of people to like learn from or look up to, and especially not more like on the extreme side of open men's enhanced bodybuilding. I didn't see many people doing that. I still struggle wrapping my head around this, but I believe I am the largest vegan bodybuilder alive or in history. I was 269 pounds this morning. I don't know anyone else doing it like this, so I'm still trying to figure it all out. Anyways, I realized though, in that middle picture, I needed an Instagram so that I could document my bodybuilding progress. And I've not deleted any of those photos. If you want to go back about almost 5,000 posts back to like 2014, you can still see photos like that. That's where we pulled this one from. I didn't realize that the only Instagram handle that I wanted was Bodybuilding Vegan. It was already taken, so I became The Bodybuilding Vegan simply to document my progress. I had no clue that this is where this journey would take itself. But I realized people would look at me in the gym and ask me questions about the gym, and then I could sneak in that I was vegan. I realized it was kind of like a secret form of activism. I didn't really promote it much though, because I didn't want to be bullied. I didn't want to have to answer for the 10 millionth time now, where do you get your protein? But I realized by stepping into bodybuilding as a vegan, we might be able to help more people find this way of life. Big fast forward from that middle photo, I met this awesome person on the right, Miss Bodybuilding Vegan. A lot of people see her when she supports me and wears the shirts and they're like, oh, you're Bodybuilding Vegan. She's like, I'm supporting the Bodybuilding Vegan. I realized, actually more recently, through business mentorship, but also in life in general, just how important it is to have the right partner. I had left my previous relationship about 3 months before meeting Allie, not because anybody told me to, but I asked myself, does this person being in my life make me a better person for the world? If my feelings don't matter, if my love for her doesn't matter, but thinking, does this person make me better for the world? And in that moment, I knew I had to end the relationship. She wasn't actively helping me be a better person, encouraging me. And so you see on the right, the most beautiful pain in my ass I've ever had. Because if I want to be with her, I have to keep leveling up every day. I have to keep doing the hard inner work. And I have to keep being, or I get to choose to be worth being with her. And so you've come on this journey with me. We've been doing this for a long time now. We're almost at 2 years. That'll be a lifetime record for me. I've never had a relationship hit 2 years, but we're coming up on that. And I would not be the person in front of you today without her support. So all of this is kind of building up the momentum of how we got to now. So thank you, Allie. I love you. Would not be here without you. She doesn't get paid for this yet. She will. So Allie and I decided back in March, we could stay in Florida, we could renew our lease, we could keep living the same, yeah, we're doing some things with our lives, or we could put everything in storage and just be absolutely crazy and hop in my car and drive from Florida all the way to LA, stopping at Joshua Tree, and just be on the road in Airbnbs instead of paying rent. And we've been doing that since March of this year. The last time I counted, I think we've been in 24 separate cities. And we're going to Tampa next week. It's just, it doesn't stop. But along the way, I added this in. So I've rehearsed this absolutely 0 times, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I found Allie, and then I found a mascot. I have a friend, Alex Walsh, one of the best people in the entire world. I don't know if he'll listen to this, but Alex, if you are, I freaking love you, man. He founded Karma Farm Sanctuary. And he would do crazy things like get up at 2 in the morning and go rescue pigs that were gonna get shot in the face if somebody didn't come rescue them. So he rescued Henry, and they were already in credit card debt. And he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna get Henry a house or a surgery that he needs to save his life, but he does paint cute paintings. And so I said, all right, let's see what we can do. Let's see if I can do a fundraiser and live stream that I'm gonna get the word vegan tattooed on the side of my head. I'll ask for people to raise us $5,000 to take care of Henry. And if they do it, I'll get the tattoo and I'll live stream it. As you can see now, here and here. I did get vegan tattooed on the side of my head. We raised over $9,000 for Henry. But what was more important to me than just the money was that connection with the animal. Realizing that the goal of these sanctuaries isn't to save every animal, but we can make a mascot out of Henry. Probably, I think we had like 85 or 90 donors to get Henry his forever home. Not even half of them were vegan. What I realized is people can connect with an individual and work to do the right thing when you put it in front of them. It's pretty easy to donate. If it's in front of you, you just hit a couple buttons, take some of this imaginary money away out of your bank account and saves a real living animal. And so for Henry, for me, I realized I want to do more activism. Like just even vegan on the side of my head, that's still not enough. And as we did this road trip west, you see this other beautiful individual here, Alex. He came out. He stayed with us for almost a month while we were in Phoenix. We literally hung out. Climbed some mountains. And as soon as he left, I looked at Allie. I said, can we adopt him? Because it's hard to do this alone. Like, not just with you, but in general. The house felt a little quieter. So we didn't quite adopt him, but we did find another one. We got Melissa. She's womaning the table. I was going to say manning, but that's kind of, she's taking a great job at the table back there. And they both came out to Utah with us. And when they flew back, I looked at Allie and I was like, I really want to keep doing this. I want to keep spending time around vegans that I can share my heart with and be myself around. And it was on one of our hikes back in June of this year, so not that long ago. I wasn't sure what the next slide was, but I'm right in line. Light bulb moment. Vegan Squad coaching, Vegan Squad community. How can we share with other people these bonds that we've built with ourselves? We've been going to these vegan events. We've been going to vegan restaurants. How can we share some of this love, this light, this unity that we have together with the rest of the world? And we're all coaches, so we figured maybe we'll just start coaching, like one-on-one, like how I've done it for the last 5 years. I'll work with somebody, I'll get to know them, I'll take care of them, help them reach their goals. Maybe we can do that together. But what we realized after trying that model, people are, of course, if they have goals and fitness is their thing, they're going to be into it. But every single person that applied for our one-to-one coaching said that community was important to them. And so this was in Fort Lauderdale, I think, when was this? August of this year. We had our first ever meetup on the beach. A lot of awesome people came out. This dude with the red thing, he was just riding a bus and he saw Allie playing the sound bowls and he just stopped the bus and got out and ran. And we're like, did you RSVP? He's like, no, I just saw you from the bus, had to come connect with your energy. Literally people jumping out of buses to come hang out with us. So we decided to pivot and focus more on building communities than just on the fitness aspect. And that's what we've been doing full time for, I guess since I mean, we started in June after I had that light bulb moment, but I've been probably working 80 hours a week since then. I don't take days off. I don't have time to take days off. There's more Henrys out there to save. But we did our first ever Vegan Squad house. And that was kind of like what I had done with Allie and then with Alex and then with Melissa. We had 7 vegans, most of whom had never met each other, in a house for an entire month together. So far, the best month of my life. And through this, we took this time and we've been building different ways that people can connect online, connect in person, and feel safe to be who they are, to speak what's on their heart, to not get in. We didn't have a single fight the entire month. I can be a little bit annoying, so there were definitely a few arguments that I caused, like individually, but none of those people argued with one another, had a difficult time with one another. We're all just kind people, and I know there's other people like that out there that we want to find and connect with. And so our community was launched. It's got a whole website and things. It's pretty awesome. And this has been the single, I believe, most important part of my life, because I've been vegan for 20 years. You can give me a pat on the back if you want, but I don't think that's really Great, okay, good. You haven't killed any animals directly, intentionally. You want a gold star. I look at Alex, he's not been, I think you're at 7 years? 6 years, round up to 7. And he's been an activist longer than I have. He's spoken about this, he's helped connect people, he's helped give other people light bulb moments. And so that's where I think there's more value. Not just being vegan by yourself or for yourself, but helping give that gift to other people and then creating a safe place for those people to be. And so these are the 7 coaches we have right now. We also have kind of an honorary coach, Jess, who just joined. We all have our different backgrounds. Obviously, I hate bodybuilding. I don't do that at all. But no, just kidding. So we've got a very diverse background. We got yoga, somatic healing, mindset work, really both kind of an internal and external leveling up, if you will, with some of the most awesome people in the world. This is kind of like what a day in the life looks like for people that have joined our community. This was Halloween. We do little Friday selfies where we just show wherever we're at in the world. People talk about Halloween. Alex created this awesome guide on different vegan Halloween candies that you can get. Basically, putting, like literally it's called community there, like putting people in a community together where they can share about their day, where they can say, does anybody else feel stressful having conversations around veganism during the holidays? Or what do you do when you're the only vegan at this event? Or hey, I just showed up in Austin, Texas, never been here before. What's the best vegan restaurants? Very, very powerful resource. This is my favorite part. It's the map of people that have joined. We do have someone in Africa. I don't know why they're not showing up on there, but you can see we're kind of darn near worldwide here. And if we zoom into the United States, this is our strongest area. Literally have people all over. People that have joined our community are coming to the event tomorrow because they realized on the map that they're pretty close to this. So I think it's just really cool. Like, yes, it's fun to do it in person. It's fun to do it online, but I think when you have a combination of both, it's more powerful. This is one of like the things that fills my heart the most is Abigail. Abigail joined because Maya, this one right here doing the little peace sign, she signed up to be a bodybuilding client of mine back in January. I accidentally wrote Maya a vegan meal plan. She said she was vegetarian. I just wrote her a vegan one and she texted me back, I guess I'm vegan now. And within 2 months, she's in her car crying, sharing animal activism videos, showing what the animals are going through, leading into this full time. In June, she quit her job of 4 years to come help launch the community. And Abigail was her friend that she met at a rave. And Abigail said, I think I want to try what you're doing. This was back in the first week. Her win of the week is celebrating her 3rd day of eating fully plant-based and cooking tofu for lunch for the first time and loving it. Abigail's been vegan for over 2 months now. I can't imagine what it must have been like for Abigail to do this with other people that encouraged her and supported her and educated her and guided her. Like, yes, she's getting the workouts, but you can find workouts anywhere. Yes, she's getting the recipes, but you can probably find recipes anywhere. But to get to do this with a group of people that support you and encourage you and know what it's like to go vegan, I wish this was here when I was a kid. I sincerely do. I think I would have avoided a lot of dark times. Krista, she's been an awesome member. Broke through another 10-pound milestone, down to 159 pounds. Skin is glowing. She's being accountable to herself and following through and making changes, keeping promises to herself. She's still in there active right now. I just think that having this way of being accountable, getting to share your story and have other people come in and support you is literally invaluable. I think for this one, for Suzanne, another person that's been vegan for a long time. She's been eating vegan for several years. Her family isn't, definitely not her husband. Magic happens. Husband said he wants to try eating vegetarian during the week for health benefits. and getting to share this, because she can't really run to her husband or the rest of her family and be able to share this awesome win of the week because they don't fully get it yet. Hopefully one day, but not right now, but we do. We saw how awesome this win is, and we can support her. This was our first ever live call. We now have live calls Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, twice on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, where you can come get face-to-face with other people. You don't have to. You can hide your face if you want to, but being able to connect with people around the world. And this happened Monday, 6 days ago. Our first ever meetup of two people that realized they lived about 15 minutes apart in Texas. He's been vegan for over 5 years. He's been vegan now for 4 weeks. And they met up to work out together at Planet Fitness. And that absolutely made my day and just about made my week, that we could connect two people. And now we have Quentin, new vegan. It's easy to slip if you don't have that really strong ethical reason why, or a supportive community, or both. And so I know that as long as he stays here, he will be successful. There's a little bit of like what we offer on the training side. We have, you know, I handle most of like the muscle building related stuff, even though everyone here is equally competent. I don't play the sound. I mean, I tried once to play the sound bowls, but Allie does incredible sound bowl meditations. We've got Melissa with somatic healing. And some of these are live, but a lot of them are also pre-recorded so you can find them at any time. Alex has done a great job of making all the thumbnails here. Anything from morning rituals, mindset, meditation. I think this one's gonna be really important, navigating the holidays. So both from a practical perspective for the people that are, you know, healthy, we got healthy foods. For the junk food vegans, we got some less healthy foods. For the lazy vegans, definitely me, we've got a list of foods that you can get at different grocery stores. Of course, all vegan. But also I think more important, we've created problems. Abigail's gonna be going home, Maya's gonna be going home to their first ever vegan for them Thanksgiving at a non-vegan household. For someone that's doing this for the first time, I know it can be challenging. It was challenging not eating at my first Thanksgiving as a vegetarian because I didn't know what to eat. But we will be having meditations and group calls before and after the holidays. And we're going to keep this as a regular thing to be able to support people that are either newly vegan or dealing with their same family for 20 plus years that aren't vegan yet. We go a bit further into nutrition. We have full meal plans and recipes listed, gut health, training plans. It's a lot. There's a lot of information in there. And I was listening to a marketing and business podcast, and they said, if you're creating a product that isn't so good that you don't have the thought as the sales team to run home and sell this to your own mom, is it really a good product? Is it valuable? Is it something that people would really want? And I called my mom and I said, I think I want you to join this. I think you want to check it out. And of course, my mom's awesome and she will do anything to support me. She signed up for her first month. But then she stayed for the second month because she was interested in the water challenge and the step challenge. I didn't create those programs. One of our other awesome coaches, Alexis, did. And my mom thought that that was valuable enough for her to stick around. I bring up my mom because she didn't know how to use a phone to text people about 5 years ago. She was adamant on not learning that. If you want to talk to me, you got to call me. She's come out of the Stone Ages. And she has not had a single issue using our app. So I think it's important that this be accessible to even my mom. So from a user standpoint, it is very, very easy to get through. And so that's why I'm here. That's my speech, a little bit about me, a lot about what we do. I think that Helene has done a phenomenal job bringing people together in these communities. I was in Asheville 2 weeks ago for the same thing. And every time I leave one of these, I feel a bit more invigorated. I feel like I've found my people. I've found where I want to be. But then, luckily, I have a vegan family to go home to, but not everybody does. And so that's why I want to have these be kind of the bridge between these events and to help these events happen more and to bring more people in. I asked ChatGPT to write me a bedtime story the other night because sometimes I'll go on Reddit and just see things that I don't want to see before going to bed. And it said, imagine the world where people stop asking, what is vegan or why are you vegan? But they're so interested and they say, how can I go vegan? And so that is the world that I plan to spend the rest of my life working towards. Once I can't work towards that, I don't want to be here. Once we hit it, I have no clue what I will do with myself. I'm a little bit surprised if it happens in this lifetime, but I want to work towards this. I'd love for everyone that's here to join the community. We are a paid community because I want to pay my coaches so that they can live a life not working in non-vegan jobs. But I'm also not trying to gatekeep. If anyone is dealing with hard financial times but wants to be a part of this, reach out to me, I'll make it happen. I think this is one of the ways that we change the world. I did not script this at all or practice once first. I think we've hit about a good time here. I just want to say thank you for listening. You could have been anywhere else in the world right now, but you chose to be here. Most of you had chosen to be vegan, or if not, you're well on your way. And I think you're around the best group of people in the world to make that happen. So I'll open the floor. Does anyone have any questions? Any thoughts? All right. Yeah. Oh. I did put out a cookbook, yes. And we've actually put out at least one more inside of the community. And I can make sure you get both. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. A couple different ways. So if they're part of the community, we offer group coaching. So I think the value in the group coaching is you don't just get my personal one-sided viewpoint. I've spent more than half my life as a bodybuilder. I know how to do bodybuilder things. But if you ask for me like a mobility routine, I got a lot of other people I'd rather send you to. So if somebody wants to work one-on-one with our coaches, we do that. Like if you have a very specific goal or you want to be kind of, maybe not handheld, but like very direct action towards you, you can sign to work with one of us one-on-one. But anybody that's in the community can ask, hey, my knee is bothering me when I do this. Do we have other alternatives? Or I need to work on my mobility. What do you guys suggest? Or I need a yoga plan for this, but my left leg can't do these certain things. And then we have different coaches that can hop in. And sometimes too, it can be a community effort. Like I said, like if you're going to Austin and you want to know where to eat, you just pop it in the general discussion. Anybody that knows where to go can tell you. Did that?
So it's kind of like an online discussion.
I would say it's closest to like Facebook, but the difference is everybody wants to be here. Everybody that I've seen has been positive. We don't really allow negativity. So it's not like Facebook or Reddit where somebody could come in and say something mean or negative or put you down. So it's almost like a private group. Very similar to Facebook though. Yeah. 2025 was supposed to be the year that I traveled the world. That was my goal, was to basically just backpack and get rid of bodybuilding for a minute. And I met Allie, and that kind of, she was actually for it. But I think we realized that we will have a bigger impact currently being able to go to more of these events in the United States where I have a little bit more reach. I would view me traveling the world right now as a little bit more selfish. It'd be more for me than for changing the world. And so one day, and I'm sure there's plenty to do in other countries, I just know my skill set the best here, and I have my resources like Helene, for example, here. And so for that reason, we've stayed here and just traveled around. And I think that's at least what next year looks like. I've told Helene I'll be at every one of her events next year. I've also told another promoter in Florida that I'll be at least 4 of his. So we're just gonna keep rubbing elbows, trying to meet people, trying to talk to people about veganism, and keep spreading the word. I think all of the above is the safest answer. We have some people that have joined simply from the ethical side, and they just want to be around other people that, frankly, aren't killing animals for no reason. But then we also have people that have tried to go vegan before and failed, more for health reasons. Quentin was one of them, but have now found a supportive community and a way of doing it that they can stick with. We had one person join just because he really likes us. He's not vegan, but now he's on his way. And he's like, I just like the energy and the vibes that you guys put out, so I want to be a part of this. And so that I think that is another really cool part, at least for me, is like, it's almost like having the best family ever. Because like yeah, well, I've never been this happy in my life. I've never worked this much. I've never been this stressed. I've never been this worried about the future climate, but I've also never been this happy. And it's because I'm surrounding myself with people like you that have done this for a while. You've paved the way for me. You've been vegan longer than me. And I hope one day to maybe be in your shoes while some other young person is up here changing the world. Like I view, like Robert Cheek, I view him as first vegan bodybuilder ever. And then I'm biggest vegan bodybuilder ever. And then maybe next can be best. I'm not the best. I'm not. I don't have the genetics to be the best. I've tried over half my life for it, but somebody can. Maybe they'll come through here and they'll get coached and they can go carry that torch a little bit further. So yeah, it's a lot of happy, supportive, kind people. Like I said, I spent a month in a house with people I hadn't met before. Not really do we have a single argument out? I mean, I know I can be annoying, but like, it's powerful. It gives me hope. I think we're at like 1% to 2% of the population is vegan. Imagine once we get to 20, we'll be able to change everything. And that's why I think there's power in this. It's one thing to be vegan, like spread out around the world and not connected. But if we could all support the same companies that are leading this change, promote events like this better, the more we can get collective and do this together, I think the better chance we have of success. Thank you for having me. And thank you everyone here for being vegan, or for at least being open-minded enough to come to a place like this. I'm not here to pass judgment. I want us to do all that we can to make this a world a little bit better before we leave it. So, thank you. Thank you, brother. I want to get you in as well. Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll look you up.
Yeah, do you mind if I just text you? Does that work?
9 to 9. Come back for Thanksgiving.